Good morning, everybody. It is Sunday morning, and hopefully everybody had a really nice Thanksgiving weekend.
Yep, real nice.
We had originally planned to film over the Thanksgiving holiday. However, things got just a little
Crazy, a little busy, and we just forgot.
We literally, Thursday was such a busy day. We woke up early. I couldn't sleep, thinking about all the things I needed to get done. So we got up early, spent the morning prepping, headed off quickly to Patty's parents' house, had a nice Thanksgiving there, rushed home, started getting things, and then ready.
And then
People started
more
arriving,
family came, yeah.
and by like 10 o'clock, we realized we filmed absolutely nothing.
Tape anything.
And then on Friday, we're kind of anti-Black Friday people. And then, so we did what anti-Black Friday people would do. We headed out in the afternoon to go shopping. So we broke our own rule. But we ended up driving to Grand Rapids, Michigan, to the Duluth Trading Company. And again, just
wanted to
didn't,
check it out,
just
yeah.
didn't think about filming, and now regret that we didn't. But did end up picking up some Duluth clothes that we're going to try them out for a couple weeks, and then we'll do a review on them. So
Yep.
anyway, today we are walking through the woods out behind our house looking for fallen
pine.
Yep.
Because we want to make little swags for the house. We went to our local place,
Tree farm.
and we thought we could make those because we saw what they had, and they not that they were bad or anything, but we thought
Well,
we can do it.
Backtrack. Remember, Thursday morning was it?
Oh yeah, you got into the
Thursday
spirit.
morning, I, as part of my rush, went out and seen some pine laying in the driveway, and quickly made some swags for our mailbox. And then I guess you were somewhat impressed with
Well,
my.
I thought that looks just as good as what they make, and then when
Yeah.
we actually saw them yesterday at the tree farm, I'm like, they're a little better than what they make.
So, and they were $10 a piece. So we're out here, we're looking for materials, and then this afternoon we're going to make some swags
Yep.
for the house, and we're going to show you how we do that. And this would be something you could actually do yourself, either by going out and finding some free pine, or like at the tree farm, they were selling bundles of
Yeah,
pine
we might have
for
to
like
do
$2 or $3.
$2.50
Yeah.
a bundle. Yep, and they had different kinds of pine because they trim those trees that they get for people when they come by them. So
All right, so we're gonna start looking for, and Patty's already picking up. She's got a bucket,
yep,
and we're just again looking for pine, maybe some pine combs, and then we will cut off some holly berries from our holly berry bush. So, and you can see Patty's doing all the work at this point. All right, I'm gonna help. We're gonna find this pine, and then we're gonna teach you how to make your own fresh pine swags. We primarily have these, I think they're white pine, these tall pine trees back here. Every now and then you'll find some other pines. And so we found this in a pile. You can see it was just broken off. I don't know if it was broken off or if they had trimmed the tree, because this is where the power lines run through. So now I think we've got enough that we can go back and start
Craft Project 101.
Craft Project 101. All right. Bushes alongside the house, and we trimmed them back, and what we found is they keep coming back out into the drive. So this is a great way. We wait until this time of year and we trim off some of the berries, which will help us with trimming these back so they're not quite so far out into the drive, and it's going to give us a nice color accent on our swags. Okay, so we have our pine, and there's nothing real exact about this. You just kind of have to figure out how long. So what these are going to do is they're going to be long, and then we're going to hang them under some lights and off of things. So it really just depends on how long you want them to be. So what I typically do is just I start trimming. So you get these odd pieces. Go ahead and trim them off, unless it makes sense to keep them together. So like we don't need this stick, so that's just going to go
In the stick pile.
the stick pile.
The burn pile.
Okay. And even if you've got some, like I got this down here at this end, I'm just going to trim that off.
On these little berries, there's always these dead leaves from the bush because it gets the berries in the winter. So I just kind of pick off the
So
little leaves
you just kind
here.
of start putting your, now what you do want to do is keep these together, because at some point we're going to tie those off to hold it all in. Okay, and that's why you do want, if you want to go a little longer, you definitely want some longer pieces. Okay. And then we found this other type of pine. I'm going to trim off a piece of it. And so when you add different types of pine to the mix, okay, it just gives.
I think it kind of gives it three-dimensional.
Yeah, it kind of gives it three-dimensional.
Because I noticed at the Booth Farm, that's what they kind of had done. They intermixed their different
types of.
Yeah, because they have so many different kinds of trees.
How big do you want that, babe? About like that?
I think that looks really good.
Okay, so then we're gonna start putting in some, I like a little of this red holly berry added in.
You want some more?
Yep.
I'll leave you a long stem.
Yep, nice long stem. And like I said, you can make these however you want them. And then once you have it together like this, okay, now what we need to do is we need to tie it. Now you can do it a couple different ways. One way is to use zip ties, okay? Or you can actually buy floral wire. Now this is not floral wire, this is what I have, but go to like Hobby Lobby, I'm sure they would have.
It's green, I think.
I think it's like a green.
And a little more pliable.
So this I've got, and I'm just gonna cut off a piece.
It'll work.
It's pliable, but it's not quite as easy to work with as actual floral wire. And so I'm just going to
do a little twist.
Do a little twist around here a couple times to hold it all together. And then get in the, twist it again this way.
You want a pine cone in it?
Okay. And then I'm just gonna, I think I'll go ahead and trim that excess off. I don't want somebody to poke themselves.
That would not be good.
Okay, and I'm just gonna bend that down. Okay, and that seems to be good and tight. Now, we were thinking that we would then add in some pine cones. We found these back in the woods. They've got this white sap on them, I believe, but it almost looks like they're snow covered. And so with these, you can either just kind of work them in, or if you have a hot glue gun,
just glue them in there.
Just a little bit of hot glue. But
look, it stays right there.
I just put it right there.
Yeah, it has a little hook on it, so that helps.
Yeah. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our bow, and we're going to put a bow on here. And so we'll get that bow, right, Patty?
Mm-hmm. Go get the bow, and then we'll
finish this up.
Yeah.
All right, we've decided that the hot glue gun will actually work better. I think you could get away with just tucking if you're really careful.
I wonder if you just put some glue on this one right down the
So
slot.
we're just going to go ahead and see if we can't get a little.
Right down that piece of wood there.
So Patty wants me to put some right down the center here. You see the wood, maybe. She's saying that's the place to do it. And
maybe the pine cone could just stick.
We'll see if that'll work. Get a lot in there. And then we're just going to go ahead, and I'm just going to lay that pine cone right there. Now it's chilly out here in Indiana today, so it should dry pretty quick or solidify. And I think I'm just going to put just a little bit more right up here at the top. Just kind of squeeze some down in there. And remember, you're making these, they're fresh, so after the holidays, you're probably going to pitch them, so don't worry about how neat you are. Most likely, they're going to be seen from a distance anyway. And there we go. Let's go ahead and get one more put on, and then we'll work on our bows. So, same basic philosophy. We're just going to start adding a bunch of glue here. Found a place to put the pine cone. Put a little more, just right up at the top.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Just kind of to help hold it. And you know, you could do, we could have found smaller pine cones and done a couple. I mean, you make these any way you want. We decided to buy a wreath yesterday, but theoretically, you could go buy just the round wires and make your own wreath. We even talked, if you didn't have access to pine, you could actually go find the worst tree on the lot and make them a deal, make them an offer they can't refuse because it's so ugly, and then bring it home and cut it up if you can't find. So that would be another option. We just decided not to make the wreath, that we bought the wreath. And so now we picked out these bows. Hopefully they're not too big. And we bought these at Walmart last night for $1.98 for the ones that are a little nicer. And then we've also bought some cheaper ones.
You think that look good on the front?
Yep.
Just start tying?
Yep, just start tying it tight as you can get it. And this one was a little nicer because it's got the wrap around, and I'll bring it closer here.
Makes it look like a real bow.
Patty thinks it looks better than the cheaper ones. But you can see it's got this little piece. And Patty, can you grab me one of the cheaper ones?
Yeah, they
so I can show a comparison. And these
are only $1.
These are only $1. They're a little bit smaller. But notice in the center, there's no material. They just wrapped the actual, or there is, but there's really small. This looks more like a little bow in the center. So we bought some of both. The nicer ones, the $2 ones, we're gonna put out front.
Yeah, on the front of the house.
And then the cheaper ones we're using just for different places around the property. So there's our little swag, and now it's time to go hang them. Okay, so what I did was I just took another little piece of wire here and did a twisty tie to make a loop. And then we still have the nails in the cabin. I just left them in from last year so I'd remember exactly where they hung. And I'm just gonna hang it back here. Now I'm gonna give it another little twist on the nail because we do get a little windy back here, and that way it'll help to hold it on. And there's one swag. Doesn't look too bad for...
I think it looks great.
For amateurs. And again, they were selling these at
for $10
a piece, and they've cost us, I guess we had $2 in the bow.
That's it.
So.
And I don't know if they had, each one had a
bow or not.
The pine cone or the little berries.
Yeah, I don't know if they did. So, all right, let's go ahead and get the other one hung. Look okay?
I think it looks beautiful. Good job.
If you enjoyed this video, please take time to like and share it. And if you're not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe so that you get all of our updates. And as always, we'll see everybody on down the road. Thank you, and have a good night.